I love watching live sports. My sister and I are really lucky that we have been able to travel to some like really. There's nothing like the atmosphere of going somewhere to watch live sport, and because we had the Olympics in 2012, um, they built some like amazing stadiums, or they put on a lot of events now. So we will try to get tickets for a lot of the athletics, the swimming events. So we have a competition. So the Olympics runs every 4 years, and that's every country in the world. But
That's right.
in between then, every 4 years, so you have the Olympics, and then 2 years later, you then have what we call the Commonwealth Games. So I don't know if you're aware, but at one point, England basically took over a lot of countries, like hundreds of years ago. So big
Yeah.
countries like Canada, India, Australia. So they became what is known as the Commonwealth. But now what they do is they hold a Commonwealth Games. So it's like the Olympics, but only if you're like a Commonwealth country. And that was held in a city called Birmingham, which is near London. Again, it's about 2 hours away. Back in the summer this year, or 2022. So we got to go to that. That was amazing. Like just lots. It's like the Olympics, but not as many countries.
Oh, I see. I got it. That sounds interesting. Well, actually, you know what? I've never watched sports in the stadium. Or in the in the place where the uh sports match held. But well, actually, that's my dream. My dream is to watch sports in the stadium because
Oh,
they'll
wow.
be really
Yes.
cool.
Yeah, the
Yeah. How was it?
atmosphere is amazing. We were also lucky enough to watch, because the England women's football team is very, very good. They're better than the men, and they
Okay.
won. They won. So again, it's like the World Cup, but they have the Euros, just European countries, and oh, there we go. Sorry, I think my screen froze. They won the European trophy again earlier this year, and we went to Wembley to watch. That's the big stadium in London, and there was like 80,000 people there just watching England win. It was incredible.
Oh, I see. That sounds pretty cool.
Yes, definitely try to watch live sport if you can, like in a big stadium, because the atmosphere is amazing.
Well, yeah, that's right, and I want to cheer them in the how do I say person in the real
Yes,
estate.
yeah, cheer them in person. Yes,
Yeah, I guess that'll be so cool and also be very interesting.
perfect. Well, I just wanted to point out, because you said you were 14, your English is incredible.
Oh,
How long
so,
have you been studying English for?
uh, s- well, yeah. Firstly, yeah, thank you for saying that. Yeah, I really appreciate it. So I've been studying English for wait a minute. When was it? Wait a minute. Let me count. I started learning English in fourth grade fourth grade in elementary school, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth. I've been learning English for 4 years, so
Wow,
it's been a long
okay.
time. And actually, I really enjoy learning English. English is one of my favorite subjects.
Oh, well, you are very good at it. Your pronunciations, your grammar, your sentence structure is fantastic, considering you're only 14 as well.
Oh, really? Well, yeah, thank you. But I still have a long way to go. I mean, you know, but you said my grammar is good, but I think I still need to practice my grammar more because I make a lot of basic grammar mistakes because it's not familiar. So I think I need to practice more, listen more. I also need to read more so that I can be more fluent. Yeah, better than before. So
Oh,
yeah.
wow. So, I mean, again, you're still very young, so I don't know if you've thought about it. You've got lots of time to decide, but are you looking to, at some point, maybe study abroad, like when you're a little bit older?
So well, yeah. Actually, that's what I want to do. So maybe when I become a college student, I want to go to United States or UK for an exchange student because
Oh
that is
wow.
cheaper than just going by myself. And also, yeah, I want to study abroad because I can study and also learn English at the same time because I'm living in abroad. I get a chance to make the American friends or England friends, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I want to study abroad. I wish I could.
I think you've
Yeah,
got plenty of time, but also I was thinking because your English is so good now, it would feel like a little bit of a waste if you like learned it all and then didn't get to use it. So that's interesting.
I see. Well, I hope I can do it. And yeah, I really love studying English. Yeah, and yeah, I study English every day. Yeah,
Oh wow.
I see. By the way, speaking of you studying English, like, do you learn any other language?
So I learnt French at school. Um, the problem with the UK system is that we are very lazy with languages. So I didn't learn or start learning French until high school, the first year of high school. They then get you to do a language. Um, and then I feel like because you're in high school, you don't concentrate as much. I do think children should be taught languages. The earlier you start, the easier it is. Um, but I did, so this was 6 years ago, I moved to Italy just because it felt like a fun thing to do. And I did study Italian while I was there. I'm I'm okay with languages. The problem is I can't change my accent. So I could speak a few sentences and then people then hear that I'm English and start talking to me in English. And in Italy, we had a very international group of friends because lots of people were coming from all over the world. And the default language was English. So I felt like there wasn't as much chance to practice. So I can speak, and if I go back to visit, I get more familiar with it again. And it kicks in, um, and I can understand it, but I'm not fluent. Like I can go to France, I can go to Italy, and we call it get by, so just enough of the language to cope. But yes, as a country, the UK is quite lazy with languages, which is a shame.
I see, but yeah, actually, that doesn't really matter, right? I mean, you can always learn new language whenever you want. But so yeah, it is fine. I mean, yeah, you can, even though you learn language late, you can still master the language. So I see.
I think
Well, yeah.
so.
Well, I didn't know that. Like so you said UK people started learning language in high school. Then, like in when you're in middle school or when you're in elementary primary school, like what subjects does UK people learn? Like, yeah, I want to know about it.
Okay, so we will still do the main subjects that you do at high school. So in primary school, you'll cover English, maths, science, history and geography. Um, we would do art and PE, so physical education. Those are the main ones that you do at primary school, and then you get to high school and they let you do a couple extra classes, so you start to learn a language. When I went to school, it was just French, but I know people that go to that school now, and I went to that school like 15 years ago, it was a long time ago, but they can now choose between French, German, and Spanish. So there's more options. Um, and then you can also do things like drama, food technology, which is like learning to cook. But those
Well,
classes, they weren't very good classes. I I found that I learned to cook properly once I moved to Italy. That was like the best thing. If you ever want to learn to cook, move to a different country where you like that food. But then they do a really great section. So you finish school at 16, and you can then choose to stay in traditional subjects studying that way, or you can go to a college and learn a speciality. So, like if you want to become a mechanic or a plumber, like that. I stayed for what we call sixth form, and you get to spend 2 years just carrying on your study, and you pick 4 subjects. You just get to do your favorite subjects, basically. So I just got to spend an extra 2 years doing English, history, drama, and psychology. But you go into it in a lot more depth, which is really good.
Oh, I see. So it's quite similar from the Korea, like
Okay.
education system. Like, beside, yeah, like in elementary school and middle school, we also learn, like math, science, the subjects that you learn in the primary school. But yeah,
Yeah.
beside English, yeah, we learn yeah, different language in the school, and then when we go to high school, we get to there's a lot of option. We can choose, like we can choose, Chinese, Japanese, or also like, you know, be being an actor, like, yeah, drama class, something like that. So it is quite similar beside a language. But
Yeah, it
yeah, I know
sounds
that,
like.
and they graduate really fast. Like, so you graduate when you become 18 or 16. You
Uh,
finish at 16, and you will, graduate college in maybe when you become 18 or 19, right?
yes, so you finish high school at 16, and you have to legally do 2 more years of a type of schooling. You just get more freedom to choose what you'd like to do until you're 18. And then when you're 18, you can decide to go work, or you can go to apply to university.
Oh, I see. Wow, that is really fast. Actually, we start high school at 17, and we
Oh,
finish
wow.
at not we finish high school at 19, and then we go to college. We finish at 21 or 22. Oh, well, unless, yeah, if you want to study more, you can stay more. And
Yes.
so yeah, we're very late.
Oh, wow. That's really interesting. I am always interested in how different countries have a different, because all the education systems at a base level are the same, but there's been so many differences.
That's
It's
right. I know.
interesting.
Well, actually, at first, first time I hear about the, UK school education system, I was, really surprised because, yeah, they finished really fast. Yeah, it is always, interesting to get to know the new, like, culture, new learning education, like how
Yeah,
the system works.
definitely. So you said that you like English; it's one of your favorite subjects.
That's right.
What else do you like studying at school?
So in school, I'm a really active. I'm a sporty person. I love PE. I play lots of different sports, such as, soccer, basketball, badminton. Yes, things like that. I also like math. I think, yeah, math is a little difficult, but it is also fun because when you solve the hard problems, when you solve the, difficult problem, you know, and then when you solve it, you feel really great because, oh wow, I solved a really difficult math problem. I think this is pretty fun. So yeah, I like math, English. Let me try to think. I Science is also fun, but as far as I know, as I become older, when I become older, the science is getting harder, and so yeah, I'm afraid. I mean, I'm pretty nervous, but I'm also looking forward to it, like, because science is also really interesting, and so yeah, these are the subjects I like in school.
Amazing. Do they break up your science classes into different subsections? So when I was at school, we had science, but we would study biology, chemistry, and then physics.
Also, right now we don't break. I mean, in one textbook there is a science about, yeah, biology. There's science about chemistry. Yeah, I mean, in one textbook, there are science. How do I say? Science is break into a lot of pieces.
Okay. So just a
Yeah,
little bit of everything. To...
that's right. Well, by the way, we're almost running out of time. It was really nice talking with you.
Yeah, it was so lovely speaking with you. And again, just to come up, your English is amazing. You are so so interesting to talk to
Well,
you.
thank
Convey
you.
it really well. So it was a really great chat.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was. Well, have a great day.